Yo, what is good, people of the world, people of Japan and the greater world? Here with the good buddy, good friend of mine, Summerflower. He, yeah, he's. Some of you guys, I'm sure you guys have seen the interview as well on YouTube. He's yeah, probably in the hammock room in the other room over there. Yeah, I mean we've been having a pretty crazy year so far, right?
Yeah, it's been wild. I was just thinking about it, like we were getting home from live on Saturday, and I was like, damn, we actually really leveled up. Like
Yeah.
for a while, I was like, oh, nothing's happening. Like we're not leveling up. Like it's crazy, but it's like kind of like plateaued. And then when we got home on Saturday night, I was like, okay, wait, never mind. Actually, we actually leveled up for real.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the weekend was pretty crazy. Had some. So it was actually it was originally is a girl that I met in Sapporo, which was a funny enough story in and of itself because it was actually Niseko. So I went up there with another buddy and we were gonna go snowboarding, and the whole city is dead. Like it's Corona. There's no tourists, nothing, no Chinese people. Just it's a dead, empty city. It's like midnight, right? By the way, you guys, if you can hear, say hi, what's up in the chat, and if you're watching, just say what's up. Yeah. But so it was like Niseko, midnight or like 1 a.m. Totally pitch black, blizzarding, basically snowing, crazy, and we were looking for a ramen place we thought might be open. Ran out in the snow, like trudging through the snow and like looking in the window and yelling back to the car, like, I think it's closed. And I go back and I'm like mostly back to the car, and all of a sudden like this like girl in like this pink bunny outfit just comes out in like a full little like bunny ears and pajamas, and just comes out with like her little boots, comes running up. And I was just like, oh, what is going on here, right? So we talked to her a bit. I was like, yeah, you want to go drink? And so she just basically stayed with us at our hotel, and for several days. And he joined in like about, I don't know, a week in or 2 weeks in or something. Yeah, and I mean she just she loved dick, basically. She loved dick, and the funniest thing about this story is I mean she smashed. I originally went up there with two other guy friends. She smashed all three of us that first night and was just absolutely loving it. And then he came later and she smashed him as well. And I introduced her to a couple other friends of mine when they went out to either Sapporo or Fukuoka or wherever. And yeah, she just loves it. And the funny story of it all is I did this pole camp back in Fukuoka in, I don't know, it must have been 4 years ago or 3 years ago or something. And one of my students there, one of the guys I taught, he actually nampad her on the street, and she was it was the first foreigner she ever slept with. And I guess, I mean, it feels good to like feel like, okay, like if more guys are doing better nampa, girls are gonna have like good experiences with foreigners. And then she's just hooked, right? Like she has a spreadsheet now. And her spreadsheet puts like a lot of guys' spreadsheets to shame in terms of the the detail, and she's got all the flags, and she's a little flag hunter. And she's just cool. She's not at all like a lot of the other kind of gaijin hunter girls you meet, right? Like that are stale and IPs and early 30s and clearly damaged goods. Like she's young and genki and exciting and hilarious. She's 20 now, so
Yeah, she's great. She's great. And yeah, it just felt like when I met her, I was like, man, she's like us, but like a girl, right? Like it was that was one thing that was really eye opening. Like I guess, just to kind of see that there are girls out there who have like the same mentality as us, right? Where they just see sex as something that's like fun and nothing to be like gate kept, I guess, or like nothing to be like really, how can I say, have like really strict, like strong beliefs about it. Like it could just be something fun, casual, and that you can just enjoy for the act in and of itself, and that they could turn that into like their hobby, right? Like well, she came back, right? She was hanging out with us, and I was saying that, I was like, for me, like 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 if sex isn't fun, then you know I don't know, like what's really like the point of like being alive? Is like eating like delicious food, or like seeing like a beautiful sunset? Like if you're not enjoying sex, it's like, why are you even like living? Which is kind of an extreme thing to say, but honestly, like if somebody said like, I'll give you $50 million like right now, but like you'll never enjoy sex again, I'll probably be like, no thanks. Like I'd rather enjoy sex than like, yeah, have everything else and not have sex, right? And it's funny because she was like nodding along with me. I was talking about it with another friend who's also basically a nymphomaniac, but she was nodding along with. She's like, that's so true. And it was surreal. Like it was like me. I'm like this older guy. I'm well past 30, and I'm like talking with like these two 20-year-old chicks who like love sex, and we're just like having like this like discussion, and we're all like, oh wow, like I feel like we can be so open, like we actually understand each other, like nobody else, like we can't say these things in front of regular people because they would just be like, what the fuck, like they would just be really weirded out, right? But it's just me and these two hot girls talking about how much sex is great, and yeah, it was cool, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean the other one you picked her up, right?
Right,
like,
right.
I don't know, like a year ago or something.
Yep. Yeah, so the other one is like similar situation, but all in Tokyo. Picked her up in Shibuya, and yeah, she smashed a bunch of our friends, and like it was funny because at first like that was one of the things like that we kind of leveled up, where we're more than happy to like find a girl who's cool and like down and never like gives us trouble and comes to the parties, comes to the club, meets our friends, and then like, yeah, whoever, like basically like they're so cool that like whoever they want to fuck, we just like, yeah, go for it, like please. Like we're actually like thinking like, who can we introduce to this girl that will like show her a good time, you know? Because like they're so cool, they're like so on our level that we want them to have like fun with other guys. And I remember specifically with the other one last year, was like, oh, I don't want like, you know, I only want certain people to like, you know, like smash her, or I don't really want her to smash everybody. But now it's like, man, she's so cool and she's so on our level that like I just want her to have a good time, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this guy says, I still remember jar theory.
Yeah, jar theory. Yeah, no, it's really important. But we've seen it in so many, we've seen it play out so many times, and then at the same time we've also kind of added new ideas, added new concepts over the last few months that, you know, like once you kind of see the pattern, then like it starts showing up more and more and more. There's definitely like a name for that, right? Like when you didn't know something before, and then once you knew it,
right,
like you start seeing it everywhere. Like, I didn't even know it. It's everywhere. Yeah, like, it's so true. It was so in front of my face. It's such an obvious truth to the world, and like I didn't even know. I didn't even notice it until that first time where like it. What is that? That's definitely like something.
It's kind of like, it's a little bit like confirmation bias, but I don't know if there's a better word for it, but definitely, sick video quality. Yeah, thanks, man. We just we got the DSLR and the lights up, so should be a much better video quality compared to previous streams. So excited about that. And the other thing is as well is like, kind of, we were just talking about this today, is like this idea of trading card theory.
That's all new. That's
brand new.
A few hours.
Freshly minted theory.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, basically what it is it's sort of like when we're thinking about guys we want to introduce, like if we have some girl who's like super down, right? Like this girl who came to visit us, she came to stay. She actually brought a friend as well. So we call those like sacrificial lambs, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Like when the girl's down and she knows what's gonna, you know, she knows what goes down. She knows us. She knows what happened. I mean, the first day I met her, she, you know, she had like three dudes in one night, right? So you know, when a girl knows what's going down, like, and she'll bring her friend, and basically, like, I don't know how exactly. It'd be interesting to hear the conversation that they have, but I'm pretty sure they get briefed, you know, before they come. And I used to have, I had some girl that, you know, in the past would do that with like multiple separate friends. She would come bring one friend, a different friend every time, and so that's like the idea of yeah, the sacrificial lambs. But trading card theory is just basically what we sort of thought about today. Is because I mean, obviously, like I have a large network of dudes. There's a lot of guys in my network who want to, or even just friends, like, when I meet guys out or about or random people anywhere, they obviously want to come and join and be a part of it because we're having such like a crazy lifestyle, right? But it's sort of like, I don't know, it's like if everybody takes like a souvenir from like if everybody takes a nice rock from the beach, like pretty soon, like, I don't know, the beach is just a bunch of shitty rocks, right? So it's like we have obviously massive abundance, but when we're thinking about the guys who we want to, feed, feed these hungry chicks to, we think about guys who, have at least tried to bring some value in the past, right? So, because I get messages from guys all the time. They're like, "Yo, let me join, let me come, and I want to be a part of it." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool, and like, maybe it's possible, but." We always look for people who try to provide the value, because if you're not coming from the perspective of trying to provide value, then what are you even doing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like really arrogant to say, but like if you come thinking like, oh, I'm on the same level as these guys, and they should want to hang out with me because I'm just as cool as they are, like it's not really about that. It's like how many hot girls can you bring to the party, like it's one funny thing is like when I mean, yeah, well actually let me think about that, about how I want to word it, but it's not really about how cool you are. It's like what are the chances that you're actually gonna bring chicks to introduce us to, like, at some point in the future, right? And even if you're like not like, you're not great, you're not like you're not killing it, exactly, but like your heart's in the right place, and you try to bring chicks around, and you have a girl that she's cool, and you think she's down, and you want to introduce her, and you try to bring them out, then like that's way better than someone who's probably really successful on their own, but they're not really trying to introduce anybody to any of the girls that they're successful with, right? So it's not really just about like how cool you are. It's also like, is your heart in the right place where you want to contribute to everybody, right? Because like even if you are great at game, like the chances that one day you'll be able to introduce me to a cute girl that I want to smash are small. Like they're quite slim, unfortunately. I've seen it with lots of guys who are they have no problem getting girls, but they're not at the level where they can attire to, they can what is the word, attire to, like give to others, right? Like right, they can feed themselves, but they can't feed others yet.
Yeah, and it's hard because it's like I get it. You have to feed yourself first, and you have to learn how to feed yourself first to get that abundance, right? So I'm never holding it back against holding anything against anybody if they're just out there grinding, trying to work on themselves, trying to improve themselves, trying to feed themselves. Like, I mean, I think like that's the fundamental. That's where I started. That's where you started. I mean, you for a long time. You were basically just like lone wolfing it, right?
Yeah.
Like you were just doing street and like pulling chicks for yourself, and that's definitely where you have to start, right? Like that's where you have to start. And we're not really asking anybody to do anything, right? But people come up to us like, I want to join. It's like, yeah, cool, but like. Is your heart in the right place? Are you trying? Are you trying to bring? And I think like it goes beyond just not just what we're doing, because what we're doing is like some other kind of shit, right? Like it's some other level shit basically, right? But even if you're coming into interactions with chicks, right? So that's the one thing I'm concerned about with these guys who feel like they can just ask because they know us, or like they expect to be invited to everything. And again, like I'm not trying to be a dick to anybody. It's just like. But I feel like the girls themselves that they're meeting independently, like if they're on their street by themselves and they have this attitude of not exactly begging, but like trying to be a part of something without giving value, that the girl themselves, if they approach a girl one-on-one, she's gonna feel that about their personality, right? So it's kind of tricky.
It's so tricky. It's like, you gotta, what is it, like sometimes you have to like be broken down before you can like learn something new. Like there's something about that, man, there's so many concepts that I forget what they're called, but basically if you come in with like already like an ego and like certain beliefs, and we have to like break that down for you, or you have to realize that like you suck before you can get better, then it just makes the process longer. But if you come as like you know, with like an open mind, and like basically you realize that like, yeah, you're not as good as we are, or even better, if you just say like, I suck at this and like please teach me, it's gonna be so much easier to teach you, because I don't have to like, I don't have to prove to you that how wrong you are about, or like how much you're actually bad you are, right?
Yeah, there's a few things that like there's a few things that like every guy can like bring that's valuable, and this doesn't take any skill at all, right? And that's number one, humility, like you just said, right? You know, number two, a lot of energy. Like if you're like if I'm out there, like actually recently past couple of weeks, like we haven't even been doing that much street. We're just doing like lots of other stuff. It's also been pretty rainy, but I mean we usually do a reasonable amount, but I'm at like, I mean, on the year probably like lowest amount of hours spent on the street in a long time.
Oh yeah, me too.
So, but it's like, you know, it's like if you're a guy, you're starting out and you want to take part in something, but I'm still spending more time on the street than you or something, right? If I'm putting in more energy than you, then like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like number one, all it takes is like just commitment, and put yourself out there and take the time and do it, right? And if I see some guy that's really trying every day, he's like throwing himself against like tons of chicks. If I see him out in the streets all the time, I'm like much more likely to be like, okay, this guy's like clearly trying, like let's bring him around, like, you know, he's putting his effort on the line, right? Because that matters a lot. So it's like humility, do you have the effort, right? And then the other thing is like, you don't even have to like, it doesn't even have to be like chicks, like, you know, like sometimes we literally just, you know, we need help for something else, right? So like there's one guy who's been hanging around a lot, who's like super helpful recently. And you know, he's just like, all right, like, do you know, people are like, do you want us to bring drinks, or like, you know, do you want us to like clean or something, right? Clean the house, because it's like tons of people come over, and so our place is like, you know, it always gets messy basically, because we always have like 10 people or something, parties, you know. So and so all those kind of small things make a big difference in terms of like, look, if you're trying to like, I don't know, you know, contribute, right? Anything kind of matters, right? And the other thing is like, other guys we've had both living here and the guy I just mentioned, they've all essentially been like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna throw my regular you know, into the mix, like throw her to the wolves or whatever it might be, right? And so a few guys who have lived with us in the past have been like, all right, you know what, I'm committed. Here's my ex. Here's my ex. Do what you will, right? And I mean, you know, the girls are happy for it, right? They basically almost always love it, right? So
there's three things I thought of. One was like that I want to like get back to at a certain point. One is for sure we want to finish the trading card explanation. Two is like, like our street efficiency is going up, or like, I mean, sometimes I go out and I just like SNL on the first approach, like, so like definitely there's something that I've been noticing. And three is the Shaolin Temple of Nampa, right? The Shaolin Temple of Nampa, the Nampalin, I don't know. The Shaolin Temple of Nampa is fine, but basically, if we're the teachers, or if like you're looking to like learn from us, then you have to be like giving. You have to be giving like twice the effort that we do, right? Like after we go to sleep, you should be. I mean, it's not even something that I think should happen, but like this one particular guy is already doing it, and it makes me want to help him that much more, and it makes me want to invite him over that much more. And sometimes like I'll be like, yo, where are you? And he's like, oh, I haven't been bringing new chicks recently, so I don't want to come. And I'm like, no, I just come, and I'm fucked here. Like I have too many girls here. Like if you don't come, I'm actually fucked if you don't come. And then he'll come and he'll bring drinks and he'll wash dishes and he'll take out the garbage and he'll make breakfast and go home, right? Like that. He literally like did that the other day. When was that? I want to say Sunday night. Sunday night, he literally like did all of that. Washed the dishes, like took out the garbage, like cooked breakfast, and he wasn't even here. When I woke up, he wasn't even here. It was just like bowls of chahan like on the counter, like I was like, what happened? Who did this? And the girl that I introduced him to,
Yeah.
she was like, oh, he made it, right? Like,
Nice.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, I mean,
what
you
the
don't want to
fuck?
be the guy in the club going up to the rapper like, "Yo, can I get $100?" Like, like, you know, right? Or like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
guy
yeah.
who stands up at like a Gary Vee seminar like, "Yo, can you shout out my brand or whatever?" Right? Like,
Mhm.
you don't want to come like with the idea like you're begging or something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, most people are like, I don't think many people are like this really, but obviously, I mean, it comes from like, I understand like we live a crazy lifestyle, so obviously
Mhm.
people want to be a part of that, and I'm.
Mhm.
And recently, actually, I just starting last week. I just decided to like, kind of like give back to guys who I've coached before by being like, yo, come to the club with us. We're gonna have like 20 chicks and like
Yeah.
just just chill, just be there, to talk to the girls, whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
And that was actually great.
Yeah,
like,
it was great,
The guy,
yeah.
the first guy that came out, like he was so cool, man.
yeah,
Like,
he was chilling.
He was happy to be there.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
I think he was probably absorbing a lot. Like,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
hanging
yeah.
out with us. I think we had a great time.
Yeah, yeah.
That night was great, and I'm sure he had a great time too.
Yeah, he definitely did. So trading card theory. So essentially, what just
Yeah.
it's pretty simple. It's just like
Yeah.
people who have good cards. Or you want to explain it?
Yeah, I mean, if you're like the kid in the neighborhood who's like, has the allowance money, and like you
Yeah.
have like you're buying the booster packs every week, and you have the best cards, you got the holographic Charizard, you're not gonna be like, you're not gonna want to be trading with like the guy who has a Rattata or like like the low level common cards, right? Like you're not gonna have like a holographic Charizard and trade it for like a Pidgey, right? Like you're not even gonna hang out with that kid. You're not even gonna be like, yo, let's like let's like talk about trading cards together. Like no,
Yeah.
like, and that like of course that person's gonna be like, damn, I want to like, that kid, they have all the cool cards. I want to go see like what cards they have,
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's like, yeah, like if you can't bring value, then why would I trade with you? Like you have nothing that I want. And,
Yeah.
And yeah.
And I really do understand, like, I'm not like rich or anything, but I understand kind of the mindset of rich people who like they're
Mhm.
like, they always say this. They're like, people who never even talked to me in high school come up to me like, yo, my bro from high school, what up, man? Like now that they're rich, they're coming out, right? So it's
Yeah.
kind of the same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
at its base, it's just like, look, like, be humble, put in effort,
Mhm.
put in effort, and make sure
Right.
your heart's in the right place,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And then people who have the value are gonna notice you and
Mhm.
gonna be like, yo, like, all right, I see you, I see you working, I see you
Mhm.
trying,
Mhm.
I see you being humble and like coming in, emptying your own cup and all that,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean it's a good way. It's another good analogy. Yeah, like if you're rich and like all these people who are not on your level are wanting to like get from you, and you're thinking to yourself, well, like what can they do for me, right? Like, it's kind of like, obviously it's not like the most generous way of thinking, but like
But it's the
showing
same.
that because
It's the same thing as like a hot girl walking down the street. It's like if she's trying to be generous to every single person, that
Right.
she's not gonna get
Right,
anywhere.
right,
She's
right,
literally
right,
just not
right.
gonna get anywhere.
Yeah, we're taking coral from the beach, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, taking
if
coral.
everybody takes a little piece of coral, then it's not good. It's not good. Leave nature the way you found it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take a couple questions here. For guys without much experience, what do you recommend to build up small wins? Any warm venues IP right now during Corona? Gaming with a veteran to learn from them, or straight to street? So, I mean, I think basically for new guys, I sort of recommend you do a mixture of easy or warm venues and street, right?
Mhm.
I understand that like guys can get demotivated just getting blown out on the street nonstop, right? So, and I don't want anybody to
Get
game and
discouraged,
to get discouraged, right? Because everybody has a different tolerance. Like some guys don't really mind getting demolished on the street, like Shinjuku Crow's in the chat. Like he's a good example of that. From day one, he did not care at all really about rejection. It was just like boom, next, boom, next, boom,
The
next.
warrior.
Yeah, and he's like the warrior.
The
so
warrior.
if you're using
Yeah.
WoW or RPG archetypes, right? Like the warrior just goes in and bashes
Yeah.
onto the next, right? So yeah, I mean it makes sense. Like a lot of guys who are in sales or stuff like that, they have no problem with this kind of thing. Whereas other guys are a bit more sensitive. They feel like every time they expend energy and it doesn't turn out in their favor, that they've like somehow lost something or they lost their energy, right? So for those kind of guys, like I would say like you should try to do 50% something that's really hard and out of your comfort zone, aka street, and then 50% things that are a bit warm. I don't personally know about IPs. I don't really go to them, but yeah, I mean, sure, you can find some warm venues. There's places like, like Lads Dining or whatever. I don't know if Hubs may be open. I'm not sure.
I doubt it. I don't think so.
Public Stand. Foreign kind of clubs or something like that.
Yeah. The club it gets warm around 2-3 a.m. It gets warm. Girls are drunk and they're weighing on their options, like, if obviously if it's like if it's way more guys than girls, then it's gonna be less warm. But like, but even if there's like a 3 to like, or like in a normal club night, like, there's probably gonna be, I don't know, I wouldn't say if we're not there with our 20 to 25 chicks, then there's probably gonna be more guys than girls.
Yeah. But most of them are just fluffing. Like, they're not really approaching. They're just like they're just trying to talk themselves into approaching, or
they're hoping for like a miracle.
Yeah. So like, you can always, again, it's like just honesty and enthusiasm can basically overcome pretty much anything. So yeah, and like some place like A-Life is probably about the best club if you're just trying to do approach in there. It's like big and relatively foreigner friendly, not too many tables and that sort of thing. So if you're just trying to approach like someplace like A-Life, C'est La Vie is pretty good when they have the terrace and on a weekend night or a good night, right? Or the Sunday parties seem like they're decent, So places like that.
But you should definitely go to One Oak.
Yes, you should go.
I mean, they got the best music and the best owner.
Yeah.
Yeah, the owner is the man. Like,
the owner is the man.
Like, I've never. This is kind of like off topic, but I've never met like a guy that I actually looked up to. Like in my whole life, I've never met somebody I was like, oh, I want to be like that guy. Until I met the owner of One Oak. I'm like, damn, I want to be like that guy.
You were like, he's like
he's like the GTA character that beat the game already. He's like walking around and enjoying like the spoils of all of his hard work. His ill-gotten gains. Yeah.
Shinjuku Crow's like, you guys late? Be honest. Were you smashing some chick?
I was sleeping.
Yeah. He had a. I mean, we had a late night last night, basically. That the girl that came out and brought her sacrificial lamb from Fukuoka came out, and like, so we were up. We were taking her out, to a couple clubs and stuff, and checking out some of the new ones. I went to Adam for the first time in 4 years and checked out the Neverland. Neverland was actually quite good. Like, the girls in there were pretty fly, and this was a Sunday night, like a rainy Sunday night too. I mean, who knows? I actually find that those like weekday nights are usually better ratios. Like at those Japanese clubs, like like TK or Camelot or those places. And those we were talking about the difference between like clubs like that versus clubs like One Oak or C'est La Vie or A-Life, where you have some kind of people are at least mostly open to foreigners, right? These Japanese clubs, it is much more of a grind. Like, it's much more like kind of the street, whereas the hip hop clubs are more like, warm, a little bit warm, at least slightly warm. Like, you're not gonna get blown out like insanely at the foreigner clubs as much, right?
I was sleeping. Like, he told me to get ready like 15 minutes ago, and I just want to sleep again. And then he came up at 11. He was like, "Yo," and I'm like, "All right." But like, my boss was like, he was bitching at me for like an hour straight today on the phone. But anyway, that's beside the point. Going back to the question, like, the mixture of like difficult and easy activities is good. And I would say like definitely like coaching, but like before you get coaching, like actually try it on your own and then get coaching. I think it's probably more effective because you need both, right? Like you need to be going on your own and then just kind of like feeling it out, and then like once you realize how much in the dark you are, you're gonna appreciate like the light that like I guess like the teacher's gonna bring to you, right? If you just show up for coaching and you're not really doing anything on your own, but whatever he tells you, I think you're gonna have like some like, is that really good? Is that really how it works? Was that really gonna, or like you're gonna have some doubt. But like if you've been going out on your own and trying it out and failing, when he goes like, yeah, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this differently, you're gonna be like, oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. No wonder girls have been shitting on me. Yeah, like before I got coaching, like I was opening every girl with like, excuse me, right? Like I was just going up to girls saying like, sumimasen, right? And I know, yeah, like I know some guy that does that still every time, and like basically it worked sometimes, right? Sometimes girls stop and talk to you, just sumimasen, they stop and talk to you, but like it's not the best way to get a girl's attention, right? Like, you know.
Yeah, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission, right?
Yeah. So yeah, but like, basically, yeah. When I kind of I did like 2 months on my own, or with friends that were not that good, and then I got coaching from him, and it was like the time was so like, you know, well spent, and I almost SNL, like I almost SNL like during the first time coaching, and I was like, man, if I SNL, like it's gonna be like a waste of my money, because I wanted to spend more time with this guy, like him teaching me, right? Yeah, in the end I didn't SNL, but I smashed a girl that I met that day. The next day we met up again, and I smashed like the day after. So
yeah. That's a good point about trying it first. I think that does definitely change your perspective a lot. Yeah. By the way, guys, like 34 people watching, we only have 6 likes. Please hit that like button. It helps with the algorithm and everything. Destroy, demolish, leave that like button unusable by the next person.
Yeah, smash the like button.
4 or 5p that like button.
Hit the alarm.
32p that like button.
Yeah.
And I just posted, by the way, if you guys haven't already, but check out the darkpast.attractionjapan.com. Drop in your email in there. Basically going to be going over some pretty intense, deep concepts. Talk a little bit more about that later. Actually, I want to get into that in a second with this guy, but yeah. Shinjuku Crow says, limitations of game are there are just not enough tens out there on apps and the streets, and nobody knows where they are hiding, said Paul McCartney. Yeah, I mean, the tens, like, dude, they're basically running from nice brand store to taxi to out of taxi into, next nail salon or whatever it is, right? They're not on the street for very long, but there definitely are like moments in time and places where there are a higher congruence of them, and I'm sure Crow knows many of them, and yeah, so do we. Yeah, Party Tanaka says you attract what you are. Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah, are we trying to talk about that? The tens? Was that like a tongue-in-cheek comment, or like was that like a legit question, or were you just trying to make fun of Paul McCartney?
Yeah.
Wait, are the likes going up?
Yes, yeah.
Good,
We've got
guys,
10 more.
keep smashing that like button. It's really important.
Demolish it, destroy it.
Yeah.
Take the virginity of that.
Yeah.
Like
subscribe
button.
and hit the notification bell.
Yeah. That bell thing. Do the bell thing.
The bell thing.
Yeah. Shinjuku Crow says, this is good advice though. I have gamed at bars and IPs at first, believe it or not. Yeah, I mean, me too, man. Like me too. I started out going to places like Jumanji and Roppongi and Gas Panic, and like some IPs. Yeah, that was like 10 years ago, right?
It's so crazy that Shinjuku Crow's in the chat, like adding.
Yeah.
This is probably like the most valuable like live stream you could.
Yeah,
ask for, man.
This dude's insane, man.
This is worth like $1,000 at least just to watch this live. Like, if it's just me and Synapse and Shinjuku Crow just talking about game, this is worth $1,000 easy.
Moderate this guy.
Yeah. Yo, like, man, we were out on the street the other night, right, with my girlfriend. We were walking around, and like, yeah, we were just like doing some approaches.
I just gave you moderator Shinjuku Crow. Thanks for joining.
Yeah. We were walking around and like, yeah, approaching chicks, and I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, man, like these girls are getting like the royal treatment of Nampa, man. They're getting approached by Synapse and by Shinjuku Crow at the same time.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That is like, it's like too much Nampa in one place, man. Too much
power levels over 9,000.
Yeah. They didn't even know. They're like, yeah.
How do you? Oh yeah. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, it's funny because like, yeah, like, I mean, that's another like way that we've leveled up. We have like a few chicks that want to come out and do nampa with us. They're like,
Yeah.
let's go out and do nampa. They're like, yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. They're like,
yeah,
alright,
let's do it. Let's
yeah.
do it. Yeah, they want to do nampa with
Yeah.
us. Yeah, they have fun, you know, and
Yeah.
and we all like laugh about it. Like win, succeed or lose or win or whatever, good interaction, bad interaction, like we're just like having a good time. And like our girls know, right? Like they know that we're the shit. They know that we're cool, you know, like. So even if like we get blown out, like I don't feel like embarrassed or anything. They know that if that girl were to come out with us, she'd have a fantastic
she'd have
time.
a great time,
yeah,
yeah.
she'd have a great time.
And it helps when, yeah, again, if you have chicks like around
Yeah.
you and they're like helping you, like they're like,
Mhm.
no, like it's cool, like let's just
Mhm.
go. Like, it massively helps.
So like my phone screen wasn't turning on Sunday afternoon, and I went out with like the two chicks, the two like 20-year-old nymphomaniacs, and we were walking down the street, and I was like, well, we might as well do some nampa. We're out here, and like the one girl was like, yeah, okay, and then the other girl, the what should we call her? Like the legendary one, the snow bunny.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The snow bunny.
They're both legendary. And
Yeah, they're both legendary. Yeah, the snow bunny was like, yeah, like she was like super enthusiastic, and then I didn't realize that she in her mind she was gonna like we were gonna nampa guys too. Yeah, she was like we're gonna nampa guys too, right? Because I want to meet guys, right? And I was like, I laughed. She was like, oh, you weren't talking about that, huh? Like she was like, okay, I'm gonna help you nampa girls, and you're gonna help me nampa guys, right? That's actually something I don't think I've ever.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done. I think there's been a few times where girls are like, I want to meet that guy, and I'll introduce.
Right,
you know.
Right. I'm just like, oh, hey, this is
her. Yeah, like
him,
usually
and
we
then
can
I
just
dip
introduce.
or something.
Yeah. But I don't think we've ever done like a street cold approach for girls. Like.
So actually, with Dorian Gray, we actually did a boot camp for a girl.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and
cool.
she wanted to meet foreigners, and so we increased her appearance, or what was it? Enlarged her appearance, or whatever. Yeah. We
doubled her density.
Yeah, we tricked her out with some improved fashion and all this sort of stuff. Told her some ways to approach guys.
Cool. That's cool.
It was the one and only girls boot camp we did. But I've been thinking about this. I might have mentioned this to you, but I do actually want to do that. Like, I wouldn't really be the instructor or anything. I would just sort of produce it. But I do want to create like a sort of like academy for girls to like get better. Like, for example, like teaching them how to walk. Some girls don't really know how to walk.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And like hire like basically like get Kaba mamas and
how to talk
like
well.
runway girls and like fashion people and like get all these kind of people to come together and kind of train chicks to just be more attractive and kind of level up, because they some of them do when they hang out with us. Like if we take it upon ourselves, or like one of my regulars, like it's actually kind of funny. She's like basically she's my girlfriend, and I introduced her actually to my ex, who my ex is like a eyelist, so she does Matsuek eyelash extensions. So I introduced them to each other. It's maybe not the best idea, but it worked out in the end. Because she's like leveled up. Like her appearance is much better now than it was when I first met her. So I think there's a lot. There's a lot to that, to trying to help the girls improve as well. How do you guys adapt your street game to weather conditions? Do you wait till the rain, snow, heat goes away? No. Or do you change locations? Yeah, sometimes. Or do you just push through it? Yeah, mostly that. Yeah. If it's like, yeah, rain, umbrellas are annoying. You can always go in some like underground tunnels. That's like the easiest thing to do. For all of those rain, snow, heat. Good thing about Japan is there's huge stations where you can just chill and it's like sheltered.
Yeah, like it's not fun. But I think on rainy days if I'm determined, I'm gonna go out on a rainy day. Like I think my chances of SNLing are higher because like one, my mindset is like I'm going out no matter what. Like I'm already like in a really good mindset. Like I don't care if it's raining and my shoes are getting wet. Like I'm going out there. I don't care. And then two, like the traffic is concentrated into like these underground areas where I usually go, right? So it's just crazy. Like everyone that would have been like this, like scattered around the city on a non-rainy day is in these underground stations, and like they're bored. They're like, it's a shitty day. Like they probably didn't do anything fun. They probably like I guess better go home now. Like, better just go home and, like, whatever. It's bad weather. Nothing.
Yeah, like their friend might even cancel on them.
So like, you just go up to them and be like, yo, this weather sucks, right? Like, anyway, let's have a drink. They're like, fuck yeah.
That is one actually. That is one actually kind of cool thing about Corona. Like, if I'm looking for a silver lining, is like, if you approach a girl at like 7:30, 8:30, or even later, like, let's get a drink. They're like, oh, do you know somewhere? And you're like, yeah, I mean, I do actually. As a matter of fact, I do. As a matter of fact.
That is a silver lining. Yeah. Like, there's me say, like, even if it's 5 or 6, they're like, there's not a lot of places that are serving alcohol past 8 p.m. So it's like, well, might as well just come drink in my house because exactly, that's the silver lining, right? Like, you might as well just come drink at my house because there's not a lot of places to go out and drink right now. Yeah.
That's a good question, actually. To sumimasen or to not sumimasen? I mean, I think you answered that basically. To not like, don't sumimasen.
Never, dude. Like, people, they're gonna think you're like trying to sell them something, or like you're trying to like no, like anything is better than sumimasen, basically. Probably. Yeah, like, it's like, obviously, like, if you can make a comment, like about something relevant to them at the moment, and it's like spontaneous, and like you have kind of like that creative energy that they're also gonna just feel that energy that came into like this creativity, like, it's gonna be way better. But yeah, if not, like, if like just like a hello or like what's gare, like anything is probably better than sumimasen. I would never like use that now. And sometimes, like, like, if you could just be moving your mouth, like, like half the time they have their headphones and they can't even hear you. You could probably just like go up and like,
you
just
do like the what's like the fake
go up to them and be like wubba dub dub. Go up and be like wubba dub dub. They'll probably be like, what the hell? Or the
what is like the
British.
What is the thing?
Yeah, the British bottle of.
What's that show where, like, the cartoon where, like, the humans are like.
That's Peanuts, right?
Peanuts, right? It's Peanuts.
Yeah, all the adults.
Yeah, all the adults just like have basically. You can just go up to girls and do that. Just be like, whoa. Yeah, and like, I mean, that's such a good way of thinking of it, because, like, like, they're not really listening usually to the first thing. It usually takes them at least like 5 to 10 seconds to like fully focus on you and like, put their ears in your direction.
Yeah, you would be better off going wubba lubba dub dub
than sumimasen. Oh man, it's so true. It's so true. Or Dorian Gray's favorite is just like the pork chop sandwiches. It's from like some G.I. Joe. What is it? I don't know. It's like some G.I. Joe thing. We'll see if maybe we'll show it later. It's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of guys going up to girls saying wubba
lubba dub. All around the world, people say wubba lubba dub dub. All right, let's see if we can. Pork chops. Real quick. We'll show this pork chop sandwiches thing.
Okay. Oh man.
Pork chop sandwiches.
Up, man.
Yeah.
You're not cooking. Yeah, dude.
Pork chop sandwiches. Oh shit! Get the fuck out of here! What are you doing? Go! Get the fuck out of here, you stupid idiot! Fuck, we're all dead! Get the fuck out!
My God, did that smell good?
Detect it. There's no going, and you tell me do things. I done running.
Gia.
Yeah, right. So, that's the pork chop sandwiches right there. So that's kind of the idea. Is just like, look, like, they're not even really. Oh, wrong scene. Sorry, guys. Yeah, they're not even really. They're not listening, man. The first thing you say, right? So you can just go in and just be like, say some random fucking shit, and they're not even gonna really notice you, right? And if they do, like, if you're saying like, if you literally say pork chop sandwiches and the girl, maybe she happens to speak fluent English, she'll probably just think it's funny, right? Like, she'll just say, like, what? Right? And like he comes in like with extreme authority, you know. He comes in like, get the fuck out, you know, like, and the kids are just like, oh shit, I gotta, you know, right. So I mean that's like
the urgency.
The urgency, yeah, the conviction, you know.
Yeah, basically, sumimasen just kind of psychologically, it messes you up, it messes them up. Like, if they actually hear you and they hear you saying sumimasen, they probably think like, well, what does he want from me? Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
You know? And then mentally, you're putting yourself in that, like, excuse me, please,
submissive kind
if
of role.
you could,
yeah.
if I have a request.
It's not too much trouble. It's ask.
Yeah, your mindset's not gonna be in the right place. So yeah, the answer is no.
Yeah.
Do not sumimasen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shinji Crow says, "Are you guys doing more coaching together? Is there going to be another immersion?" Yeah, I'm basically thinking about immersion either mid-September or all of October. Want to think about how to do it because last time it was very tiresome, like tiring, essentially. So I want to do it in a way that's maybe a little bit longer but less intense. Maybe like something like 2 days or 2 or 3 days a week instead of 5 days a week. But yeah, the answer is that yes, it has been over a year since immersion, so we're overdue for immersion. And yeah, the answer is I definitely do want to do more coaching with him. Yeah, so we're gonna think about that soon for sure. Y'all game so much, the girls love to tag along. Yeah, it's actually funny. Like one of the girls he was talking about, who, you know, she was super cool. She was super cool, and like we were just one day in Yoyogi, we were just like, yo, hey, like let's go Nampa, and she's like, okay, you know, like without like an ounce of hesitation. And so we went around and like just talked to random girls, and she would come up and be like, hey guys, or something, right? And she's pretty, right? So like the girls are like, oh my god, like let's be friends, right? And I mean, it's funny though, because girls like they do have kind of bad ideas about like what is like the way to actually approach, like, you know, like, they come up and be like,
they don't know how.
Yeah, they don't really know. They don't understand. So you would think because they're a girl that they would understand how to approach, but they're actually kind of shitty.
They give the worst advice.
Yeah, they give pretty bad advice.
The worst advice. Yeah.
So that's why with some of the previous stream, like when I had the panel of like 4 girls over here, I was like I don't know, like some of it's like interesting. It's interesting to hear what they say, but you know, you got to take it with a large rock of salt. Yeah. But anyway, basically, recently that girl found some guy that she liked. She's probably punching a bit above her weight. I mean, she's a pretty girl, but
we rubbed off on her.
Yeah.
We rubbed off on her. Yeah. She nailed a pretty high value guy actually.
Yeah. So I mean, we're happy for her, but at the same time, like she came out to the club and like it was my birthday. Everybody's got me plastered, and I was just like, yo, like girl, like, you know, we don't have to have sex anymore if you really want to, you know, be serious with your boyfriend, but we're still gonna do Nampa, right? Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like she'll probably still smash anyway.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. But let her enjoy.
Let her enjoy. You know,
let her enjoy. Yeah, I'm happy for her, really.
Yeah.
And I mean, we have way more chicks. We have way
overfed.
Too many, overfed. Yeah, we're.
I mean, you're like almost at least bi-weekly. You're trying to be like, hey, there's this girl. Do you want to do it? I'm just like, you know, like.
Yeah. Like he's just tired. It's just. Yeah. I pulled a really cute girl from the street the other day. I wasn't even trying. I just went to the ATM, and on the way back, like there's this cute girl, and like her body language was giving me all the green lights. So I was like, I have to just at least talk to her. And honestly, like in my mind, I was like, I hope she says no. I hope she just walks away. And she was like, yes. And I was like, do you want to go for a drink? She's like, yes. She was like, only one. It was like 9. It was like 9 p.m. And I was like, do you want to go for a drink? She was like, okay, only one. And then I was like, oh fuck, she's coming. All right, like my girlfriend's home, and I'm texting people. I'm like, all right, I'm pulling this girl home. Like, can somebody talk to her because I don't want. Like, I kind of just wanted to chill with my girlfriend, to be honest. Like, I wanted to, like, watch some, like, Netflix with my girlfriend or play PUBG or something. Like, I wasn't really trying to hang out with this girl, but she was cute as hell. Yeah. And then, like, I was walking home, and I was like, okay, so you said you only have time for one drink, but, like, was like 9 p.m. I'm like, what time do you have to leave by? And she's like, oh, 11:30. I'm like, that's gonna be a long drink. That's gonna be a long drink. This girl was DTF, man, with a capital DTF. Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah, everything is capitalized. Yeah.
Yeah, she was like she was super petite and like a little tiny kind of idol style.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but hiding some weaponry.
Yeah, man, it was great. It was so good. It was so good. And like, yeah, our friend, we should probably talk about that. Like, one of our friends, he kind of like, I don't know, man, he played himself. Like, he gave himself one-itis, and he like brought back AA on himself. Like, he was like a rising star last year, and now like he can barely even get like a girl that we like spoon feed to him.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We have to like, it's like we have to wound the gazelle before, you know.
I have to like beg him, please
like,
fuck this girl. Like,
put a few arrows in the gazelle first, and then like put it sort of near him. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like that's a crazy thing, because like, you know, like some guys have so many things going in their favor, and they,
everything,
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's like, do you think he's like just literally a sucker for pain, or?
I don't know, man. Maybe he's like. I mean, people are not gonna understand, but the whole Anglosphere, like, white.
Yeah, we were
guilt,
talking about that yesterday with like, Dorian Gray.
Yeah, people. I don't know, man. Some people want to fail. They don't even want to like succeed. They like find ways to shoot themselves in the foot. Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I've been with guys who recently. I've been with quite a like. I've been with billionaires, like dudes that own like safaris in like Africa, and like I've been with like guys that look like Korean models.
Well, let's talk about let's give a little background on that, because that like because that guy, right, like I mean, I guess everybody has their own little way of avoiding the pain that comes with approaching girls and possibly facing rejection, right? So that guy's is, I guess, like just staying with the boys, right?
Yeah. Like we'll put him in the environment. Basically, he says he doesn't want us to introduce girls for him to smash, but he just wants them to be in his environment, and he wants to like try to get them on his own.
But the thing is,
he doesn't.
I mean, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
Right? He just sits back until he talks to guys the whole time about whatever, which okay, sure, but then like he waits until he's plastered, and then he's like, okay, girl, you know?
Yeah. He's like he doesn't want to like make a sincere effort, because I think he doesn't want to sincerely fail.
He doesn't want to sincerely
He'd
fail.
rather like
a lot of guys
shoot himself in the foot in many ways, and then somehow still stumble onto a victory. And then when it doesn't work, because they like hampered themselves so much, they're like, oh, well,
I wasn't even
really trying. I'm fine. I'm okay. I didn't need to. Yeah. I mean, it's gotten to the point where like I have like the girl like butt naked, and like there's nothing else I can do for the guy. Like the only thing I could do is like take his own pants off and like whip his dick out for him,
push him in.
You know, and it's like, all right, this is it. This is done. This is like silver platter. Like, this girl is ready to go. And I'm not gonna like do anything else. I'm just gonna leave. All right, I'm gonna go get a drink. Bye bye. And I come back and like the dude didn't smash. I'm like, are you really?
What is going on?
Yeah, and literally with like the most DTF girls, like you would think from our perspective, you would think there's no way, like
there's no way.
Like this is a hole in one. Like he's definitely gonna smash this girl, and somehow they fuck it up. It's like, wow. Like, why?
I mean, it is self-sabotage, right?
Yeah, it's like self-sabotage.
And a lot of guys have this, where they would rather make a weak approach and fail to support their own ego, whatever their self-belief is about themselves, than put themselves out there, like put their balls on the line and risk the pain, risk the failure, and actually maybe succeed, right? Like maybe she'll actually like you, right? That is going to happen. But it's not going to happen if you're constantly making these weak approaches, right?
Yeah. But yeah, so that's one guy. Like, I mean, he's filthy rich. Like, he was showing the girl like pictures of islands he owns on his. This is my island. I own this island, and like. Anyway, so that he's filthy rich. Like, I have another friend who's basically got it all. He's good looking. He's got money. He's like smart, and I mean, yeah, he's pretty charming. a little weird, but charming for the most part. And like he's also shooting himself in the foot recently. And then like the guy like our really like cool guy that helps us out a lot. He's most girls would kill to be with that guy,
For
right?
sure, for sure.
Like he's got like the hair, like he's handsome, like built like Bruce Lee, like crazy good body, and like yeah, he's a great guy, but he still struggles, right?
Yeah.
And we actually went we did nump on the beach with him, and you would think that was like that's his like he's got his abs out, like he's like, bro, the guy looks good, right? And I'm out there with like my belly out and like my hair and like the ocean water is making like my belly hair like curled up into like weird forms, and like we're basically having the same amount of success approaching, like about the same amount. Like I mean, like for me, beach approaching is not my strength at all. I think I've done it like twice in my life, but like I was like, man, like this guy has like 6-pack abs and he's out there like approaching, like he's putting himself out there, and I'm like just walking around like not looking particularly good, but like we're having the same success rate. And then we look at the normies, right? And like there's these dudes out there with like they're even more buff, they're even bigger, and they're walking around, and the look in their eye is like, I hope people are looking at me. Like they look like they have like such little confidence. Because they're just in their head, right? They're walking around, they know they look good, but like that's all they're thinking about. They're like, man, I hope girls are looking at me and thinking that I'm hot, you know? And like you're so self-conscious when you do that. Like I was like, man, I mean your mentality's in the wrong place, right? Like you want to be out there, like, you know, approaching girls. You don't want to be thinking about how other people are looking at you. Like that looks whack. Like it looks
Yeah, for sure. When approaching, how do you get the girl to remove their mask to see their face? I mean, yeah, like you kind of either don't, or you just say, hey, can you? I mean, you can ask them. It might work, or you could just like be like, hey, I want to get a tea, and go to the vending machine, buy a tea, and then she'll drink, from it. Yeah. But other than that, you just gotta wait till you pull her, and then just pull her. Like if the top half of the face looks cute, pull her. Yeah. And just don't commit to something that's expensive, and then you won't be too mad if, the worst thing you do is waste 20 minutes to walk her to your house or like wherever, and you probably won't be that mad. I mean,
it's pretty KY to. I mean, it works, but it's pretty KY to be like, can you pull your mask down? Can I see what you look like? Yeah. I know a guy that does that, and he still gets laid a lot. He's got a like this year his leg count is way higher than mine, but I mean I don't.
You're fishing. You're also fishing in different ponds.
Right. Yeah, I mean he knows. I'm pretty close with him, and he knows I don't like the way he does it. But whatever, whatever floats your boat, Like he introduces me to pretty cute girls every once in a while. But I think for most of the girls that he smashes, he knows that I'm not even going to be interested. Yeah. He's not even trying to show.
I think he's like, because he was trying to bring a lot more around previously, right? But recently he's sort of like, I think they're probably not. This is not going to fly over there. Yeah.
But yeah, he will be like, can I see your, and he does like sumimasen. He does like all these things that I would never do. And he'll be like, can you take your mask down? I want to see your face. I think it sounds. I mean, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
right?
I would not do that either.
But I could easily be like, let's get a tea from this vending machine. It's like 110 yen or 110 yen, and like, I mean, Japan, girls love tea. Like, they're gonna pull the mask down and drink from the tea, and you could be like right there. You can be like, all right, like, she's ugly as heck. Like, next, or most of the time you're pleasantly surprised, right? Most of the time, like if they look. I mean, I would say like it goes both ways. Sometimes they're hotter than you thought. Like I've had that happen a few times where like they take the mask off and it's like, dang, like I didn't even know you were that. Like yo, you're that hot. Like whoa, hold on, hold up, like hold up.
Wait. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like basically like if you're pulling straight, if you're pulling direct, then you might as well just try to pull direct. Like the worst you lose is like 10 minutes of time just walking somewhere. But if you're worried about the time, then like just buy her 100 yen bottle of tea from the vending machine.
Mm-hmm.
Which is your way to
Good
see
to stay hydrated.
Yeah, stay hydrated. You probably need it
You
too.
probably
You know?
need it. Yeah, you probably actually do need.
Otsukare works
hydrate.
especially on OLs. Definitely works on night workers also. It's like
Yeah, I mean, when in doubt, Otsukare.
Otsukare is a good one. Otsukare is like way better than like a million times better than
Yeah, a million
sumitsai.
times better. Yeah, yeah. When in doubt, Otsukare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For someone who started their journey as COVID took off, I've had near zero non-street experience. Do you think this is a strength or weakness? Yeah, no, it's definitely a strength. It's like training with, it's like running with weights on or something, right? If when COVID, disappears, hopefully soon, you're gonna be going to these warmer venues and you're gonna be doing a lot better. Street is pretty much the hardest venue, right?
You're gonna walk into Hub and be like, which girl? It's gonna be like it's like a supermarket and everything is like got the 50% sticker on
50% sticker.
What do I want to get today?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's gonna be easy, man. It's gonna be easy. Like, the first time I started clubbing last year, and man, like I think like the second or third time. The first time I went to the club, I actually didn't have a great time. I don't know how much. We shouldn't talk about that much, right?
No, I mean it's kind of interesting actually. I think it's interesting because you were so used to the street.
Yeah, that I just wanted to go back out.
You were like, oh, I don't know what's happening, right? Like, yeah. I mean, and like me too. I mean, there were also extenuating circumstances.
Yeah, extenuating circumstances.
but there was a few reasons, but.
Yeah, but like 2 or 3 times, like got used to the club. By the third time I went to the club, I pulled 4 girls by myself. Like,
and that was ridiculous.
Yeah,
right?
that was ridiculous. Yeah.
That was like.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that you went to get udon or ramen or something.
I forgot, but it was like 3 a.m. and I had the wristband, so I was like, I might as well just go back.
Yeah.
Like I had the wristband. I actually like earlier in the night I went there with my boss and whatever he paid for us, right? And I was just hanging out with him, and he's a married guy, so he had to go home and to his wife or whatever. And I still had the wristband on, and I was like, it's 3 a.m. Might as well go check it out. I didn't get there, and like. There's 4 chicks having drinks, and I literally at that point I wasn't into promoting or anything. Like, I had no drink, and I went up with like a imaginary drink, and I was like, cheers, and I cheers. I accompanied with them with an imaginary drink, and then just talked, and they were laughing. They actually gave me a drink ticket. They were like, here, go get a drink, And then we were just talking. I pulled them to the dance floor. I was dancing with it was just me and then 4 chicks dancing together, and I was like, well, it's 3 a.m. I'm like kind of dead here. Let's go to the next place.
Yep.
And I did a video chat with my friends. They were here. And then like they video chatted. I was like, yeah, come. All right. And then I just went on and pulled 4 chicks home by myself from the club. Yeah, I felt like a boss.
Yeah, but I mean when I hear that story, the thing I rewind to is the moment where you're like, I could go home. Or I could go back in, right?
Yeah.
And like I think for a lot of people, it's like, I don't think the battle was won when you found the 4 girls and approached them, right? I feel like it's won when you like decided to like not give up for that night, right?
Right. Yeah, that's huge. And it's also kind of like a Shibuya Gente or like a big if you're living on the maybe not maybe even if you're like in the Yanaka, you go out at 3 a.m. Who knows, man, you might find the only one chick.
Probably like random Lawsons or gas stations or they're probably lit, to be honest.
Actually, like a lot of hot girls, like they have like insomnia, right? A lot of hot girls that are easy.
I've noticed that a lot recently, actually.
A lot of hot girls, for whatever reason, growing up, they had some bad experiences. They're not totally like healthy in terms of like mental state, and they can't sleep at night, right? Like, or they have a hard time falling asleep. So they'll probably be out there like at the convenience, I don't know, just like buying cigarettes or anything.
Yeah.
And if you're just there at the right place at the right time, and they can't even fall asleep, like you'd be like, yo, let's go drink. They're probably like, all right, I could either like, like stare at the wall like until I finally fall asleep, or I can like have a drink with this charming guy, and maybe a lot of the times is like they get smashed and they can fall asleep because of the chemicals
they hit
released
the
in the
reset
brain.
button.
Like my girlfriend has a hard time falling asleep, but if I give her a good proper smashing, she'll like sleep like a baby. And if I don't, because I wasted my dick energy on new girls, then she'll probably have a hard time falling asleep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that reset button is located deep inside the vagina, right?
Yeah.
Whenever girls are acting up, whenever they're being bitchy, whenever they're being jealous, whenever they're being sad, just hit that reset button.
Yeah. Touch the pussy. Yeah.
Tips for the first minute of the interaction of getting stonewalled. I mean, just continue. Just like just keep going, bro. Like, don't react to it. What type of business would give you the best, most access to the top girls? I'm thinking about ideas like starting a photography service, modeling agency, club owner, seasonal festivals, cocktail workshops. I mean, yeah, you probably missed a few. Like, I mean, some like yoga is pretty, yoga or any kind of dance.
Oh.
But I mean, like, you got to think about
how
like.
controversial can we be?
Yeah, no, go.
High school English teacher.
Yeah.
Controversial. No.
Harvest when they're at the legal age.
Controversial. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, like, yeah. I don't think if you can afford to be a club owner, then I mean, yeah, why not? But you better make your club should be lit too.
Yeah.
Seasonal festivals, I don't really think that's a good idea. Cocktail workshops, probably not either. The photography, yeah, if you're doing photography, yeah, sure, but again, be a good photographer. But it's tricky. Like, unless these are things you're passionate about, you shouldn't do it. You should just do street, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're probably trying to think too roundabout, and like.
Yeah. Like, if this is legitimately your business and your main source of income, then you're putting that on the line every time that you pedestal, right? Like, every time that you try to take a girl that's coming to you from this like circle, like, you never know when like it's gonna be like a crazy girl that's gonna like flip on you,
right.
Or for whatever reason, and she can cause you a lot of trouble if she knows everything about your business. She knows all of your details.
Yeah.
She can blast you on social media. Like, every time that you decide to shit where you eat, like, you're putting yourself at risk, right? So I would say from all of those things, like, if you're a photographer and then like you're taking pictures of models and you get a bad reputation, it could hurt your business, right? So like I think even if you have a great access, you would probably have to like have a lot of restraint. And like, imagine you're a photographer and you're like photographing some hot models, and then you have one hot model and she's kind of giving you like signs that she's interested in having sex, but you're not so sure, right? You could go for it and maybe it's fine, maybe she's cool, maybe she just wanted some casual hookup, or maybe you go for it and she's like shocked and appalled, like, how could you do that? You are not professional, hashtag, whatever, whatever hashtag you want to go with nowadays. And then you basically hurt your own business, right? So I would say all of those are risky, and you would probably have to turn away or reject or restrain or like hold back more than you would be enjoying the fruits, right? So like, you would probably be thinking, I could smash this girl, but I shouldn't. That would probably be more common than you actually enjoying like the benefits of whatever you're doing, right? The only one that I think could be legit is like a club owner. If you're a club owner, man, all the cool guys like us are gonna be like, all the cool young guys that look up to you, they're gonna be bringing you the chicks like, look at this chick, like, and then you just choose from the ones that you like, I guess, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly.
I would say club owner,
But
so if you want to open up a club, let's talk. And
let's talk. Hit us
if
up
we have the financial resources, we have the girls. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're not getting brutally destroyed, you aren't even gaming. Yeah, that's true.
Is that Crow?
Of
course.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Crow, yeah.
Brutal destruction,
yeah. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, you it's funny because like with Crow, right? You see like his his glory stories, right? People, I mean, there's like an expression, right? Like people see the glory, but they don't know the story.
You're right.
Yeah, and basically, like, if they see Crow's like Instagram or whatever, they'd be like, dude, this guy's living it up, man. But like, yeah, if you knew, like, okay, it doesn't always go so smoothly, right? Like, it's a lot of like difficulties. Yeah, so people see the glory, but they don't know the story. The story was like, way more difficult than that. But
yeah, like
anyway, he's a great example. Yeah, if you're not getting destroyed, you're not even gaming. Yeah,
so true.
So true.
Yeah. So I mean, I do want to kind of circle back to. By the way, if anybody has not clicked the like button, do right now. / destroy 21. Yeah. So I mean, I do want to circle back to that the guy who gets. I don't know if he's a sucker for pain or if he just is too. I don't know.
Well, this is related to the getting destroyed thing, but like for me, like, rejection from street is like the purifying fire, right? That like, it like, what is it, like gold or whatever? Like you put it in the fire and then the impurities get burnt up, but the gold remains. So for me, like rejection is the purifying fire that like removes your weaknesses, right? So, like, the rejection, if you're not getting destroyed, you're not even gaming, the rejection is actually making you stronger, right? So, if you don't like the fire, you're never going to get rid of your impurities.
True,
and
so true.
Man, you're never going to be like that pure gold, that heart of gold. And then the other thing is that, like, over time, if you're not cleansing out like these impurities, like they come back, right? Like that's not similar to gold. I guess gold gets tarnished or whatever, like it gets, like, it needs to get clean. I don't know. Sorry, I'm going too deep into the analogy, but basically, yeah, like rejection from street is the purifying fire that makes you stronger overall. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So, forges the iron into the steel or whatever. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's so true. Like, I do see a lot of guys trying to avoid the pain for whatever reason. And
that's coming. That's the main problem with our good friend. Is like, at first he was like, it's just a waste of time, or he started making excuses like, oh, I don't know, I'm too busy, or like I don't like to talk to a girl and then she takes her mask off and she's not cute. It's just a waste
wait
of
until
time.
The masks are like Corona's over and the masks are done or whatever.
And then 6 months later and like, man, like,
I mean, he's just trying to message some girl that you picked up like a year ago. That's not even anything really, right?
Yeah, like now, like he's just going after like the really like DTF girls, but he's even he goes after them too much, and even they're like, oh, I'm not really trying to chill with you anymore. Yeah. I hate to see like that power like imbalance where he's like up here, and like these girls are like, they're not on that level, man. They're not like something to really be chasing, but he's like chasing them so much because he hates rejection. He doesn't want like a girl to like even give him 1 ounce of rejection, so he just goes after the most DTF girls. But then even then they're like, damn, this guy's thirsty as fuck, man. This guy's so thirsty. Like, I don't even have time to be chilling with you. And they're rejecting him. And, like, once they start rejecting him, then they get in the mind, like, oh, it's him again. I better tell him I'm busy. I better tell him No, man, like, bro, these girls should be, like, thinking they're lucky stars that they get to fuck this guy. And
it gets extreme. It's not even that he's just trying to message them to hang out. He's trying to take them to, like, Singapore or Amsterdam or something. He's like, I booked like $1,000 worth of hotels to take this girl to whatever, and then like she just canceled, and I was like, okay, like of course, I mean, sort of she canceled in my mind, right? But and it's like a repeated thing, right? So
yeah, it's been a few times where like a girl goes from like, what the hell, this guy is like, what was it that our Russian friend called him, like little Jesus or something?
Yeah, right.
He goes from like being a demigod to them
being like,
and then being like, yo, this guy's weird. It's like, man, I really hate to see it. I hate to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I guess like, I don't know what's the takeaway there. It's just like, keep approaching, basically, right? Like, keep going out and keep your nose to the grindstone, and don't chase these, don't put these girls on like on the pedestal or whatever.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's funny because like there's like we have a girl just chilling behind us right now that hundreds of thousands of guys probably have put on the pedestal.
Right.
And she's just like chilling on the couch behind us, like while we do our live streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she's just a human, right? She's just a normal human. But if you saw her Instagram, you'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, people are just normal, right? So it's just like, I don't know, people get too much in their heads with it.
It's true. And like this is something that he was already on this for like a while. So when I first started living with him, like there was a few times where he had to pull me aside and he'd be like, yo, just chill, like just chill. Like, cause like I was still like a little bit too over eager, a little bit too like.
Yeah, I would notice like,
Yeah.
yeah, there would be times when there would be a girl, and like for good reason you would be really into her, right?
Yeah.
Like she's fly as fuck,
like
right?
fangs and
but you'd be like, you would like be like stuck to, you know.
And then basically he told me at the time was like if you just chilled, you'd probably be getting laid the same amount or more, right? Like you don't have to be like so. And it's true, man. Like I mean, it's true, but it's also true because of the ecosystem. Like we just have a lot of girls coming around, man. Like we just have a lot of girls coming around. But yeah, like if you're kind of chill and aloof and like, you know, you're not putting any girl on a pedestal, then your chances with her are higher.
Especially if you're dealing with really fly chicks. Like if you're dealing with some whatever girls, and yeah, like give them some compliments. They probably need it, right?
Yeah, true. And it's so funny, right? Because like now, like I don't give a like girls come up to me and they're like, "Oh, you're handsome, you're cool," or whatever, and I'm just like, "Nah, no, I'm not." I'm like, I don't even really care about that anymore. Yeah. But now there's times where I talk to girls and I tell them, "Yeah, you're sexy," and they're like, "I know." I'm like, "Damn, you must have zero confidence." Yeah. I know I'm sexy. I know I have a good body.
Yeah.
Like, damn, girl, your confidence is that low?
That low?
Your confidence is that low?
Yeah.
Fuck. You need therapy, man. Like, some of these girls need therapy, man. Like, yeah, I had a crazy story from, I forgot what day. Saturday, I think. I pulled this girl home with like a massive rack, and she was cool, she was chilling, and then like she was pretending that she worked at an ad agency, and then later on I found out that she was actually like a prostitute that works in Yoshiwara, which is one of the famous red light districts in Japan. And basically supposedly she gets paid like $500 per like smash, right?
Really?
That's what she said. Yeah. I don't believe her.
Yeah.
I don't believe her. Like she had giant tits, but it wasn't like $500 a pop tits. No. I don't know. And I was telling her, I was like, damn, your body's so sexy. Like honestly, like I was fingering her, and like she told me she was a prostitute, and like I was fingering her, and the pussy smelled bad, so I wasn't really trying to like put my dick in any biohazard situations.
You might come out with some extra immunities.
Yeah, right. So like I just wanted to have her tits out, and I wanted to like just like jerk off and nut on them because like the tits were great, right?
Yep.
And I was telling her, yeah, your body's so sexy, and she's like, I know my body's sexy. I was like, damn, this girl's mental case, right? Like she clearly had no confidence, and in the end, like her whole mentality was so messed up that like she ended up like just playing with herself and watching me and my friend smash another chick. So like that's where I was getting to the whole point of like people that they don't even enjoy sex, right? So like for her, like she sells her body to the point where like she hates sex, but she wants to watch me, or she wants to or she was very happy to watch like me and another guy like smash this girl. And so this girl is getting like she's loving life, right? She's getting like she's having a great time. But then this other girl, this prostitute, was like, she was very happy just to watch, and she was just playing. She was sitting in a corner playing with herself, watching me and watching a 3P go down. And it was just weird, right? It was like you could just be in it, right? You could just be like, you don't have to be masturbating to the image of it. You could be part of it. But like for her, like anyway, her mind was like in I
mean, I think you get that a lot with prostitutes or girl, like they basically like they don't want to do
Their job. For
even with people that they kind of
recreation.
like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Which doesn't, to me, I mean, it's weird. But I guess when a girl comes up to me and she's like, "What is this in English?" and "What is this in English?" I'm like, okay, no, right? Like, let's talk about something else.
Yeah, I'm not
So,
I'm not trying to practice English with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you get out the pen and the paper and like, I'm like, no, I'm not trying to do that.
No.
So yeah, I guess it is like a bit like that, but.
And that's why, like, girls that really love sex, I think they won't become prostitutes because they don't want to lose their passion in life, right? They don't want to lose what they like. Yeah. You got to pee or something?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Can I put the headphones on?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to read it. I'm going to
Listen to the headphones.
All right, guys, are you ready for the red pill? The red pill. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you guys the red pill now. Basically, women suck and men are the best. No, I'm just kidding. I have like the hat and the sunglasses and the headphones, so I think I look like a certain prominent figure in the manosphere or the red pill sphere, probably. If you know who I'm talking about, write it in the comments. Yeah. No, but that okay, so let me see. Oh, cool. Those are good questions. What happened to Momo? Maybe she started having a hard time accepting your lifestyle. Oh, going in deep. Okay. Okay, man, like, those are good questions. Sorry, like, I would like to address all the questions, but yeah, like, let's do the Momo question first, I guess. Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah. The last time that, okay, the time before I broke up with my ex, I was on the way out to do coaching, and I walked to the conveni, and she was at the ATM in the conveni getting money out. So actually, she wanted to like show up at the house unannounced, right? And I was just about to start like a coaching session. This is during immersion, right? So I was like, oh man, like I got this guy, I'm supposed to do Nampa with him, and Momo's here, and I was like, okay, you know what, Momo, just come with us, because like at that time I really wanted her to just see I really wanted to share like different aspects of my life with her. And then we went out, and I was like, okay, we're gonna help this guy like get girls, right? We're gonna watch him approach, and then like we were out and we were watching him, and she was kind of like humoring me, playing along, but obviously she was a little bit annoyed. And then like when the guy was approaching, I saw another girl that should get approached, and I just approached her, and then like, I mean, yeah, basically like my ex, she got really annoyed and she left, and she texted me, she was like, I'm just gonna go home, and I'm like, okay, sorry, like, you know, I'm coaching today, and you came unannounced, I didn't know you were coming. So I mean, and that was basically the beginning of the end, right? After that, she was like, it's not fun to date you anymore, and I want to break up. And for me, like, man, I actually, like, I hate having a girlfriend. Like, I have a girlfriend now, and man, like, I mean, I basically hate it, man. Like, I'm not gonna make a girlfriend again. I don't know, ever again. Maybe I'm just gonna impregnate like women and see what happens. Like, it's so annoying, man. Like, you deal with like their ups and downs and their like mind games, and it's really whack. I really dislike having a girlfriend.
They do like you know, like turning the screws on you, right? I mean, it's just like a relationships are basically a constant power struggle, right? Especially if you're not trying to compromise, right? Like, that's the same thing. It's like this girl called me today. She's like, you know, she called me at like 6 p.m. or something. She's like, it's Tsurai. I can't get on the train. Like, I'm feeling so like sad and everything. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't get on the train? Like, just walk on. Like, I was like, what do you actually mean? What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Right? And she was like, Tatsuki, like, come help me. And I'm like, you want me to leave my house where I'm doing work to go all the way wherever you're at on a train platform because you can't get onto a train? Like,
yeah.
I don't, like, it's just like, that's selfish. It's
selfish.
selfish.
It's super selfish. Yeah, like, Anyway, it's just annoying, man. It's just annoying, and this is another thing that's kind of hurting our friend that we were talking about before. Like he has a girlfriend that when he first started dating her, he was like, I like her 25%, and now she has him wrapped around her little finger, and she has him running around. She like can make him sick, right? Like she can make him like physically sick from like all the mind games that she plays on him. Yep. It's sad, dude. But basically, yeah, so with Momo we just ended it there, and I was quite happy to do that because I wanted to reach my maximum amount of lays for the year, which last year was 153, and if I had been with Momo the whole time, that number would have been much lower. Yeah. But like
you usually kind of get tired of girls after like the third time or something. Right?
Yeah, so. Like I actually really did like her, but I was tired of smashing her. Yeah, well, but yeah, I liked her a lot as a person. And then actually it's very timely that question comes up because she just messaged me today. She was like, "Can I come to the house and take some satsue or something to the house?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course. Yeah, just come by." Like, I mean, I don't really care. Yeah, we're gonna have some hot girl coming around and taking pictures.
What kind of tantrum is the Thundercat gonna?
I want to see what happens. Like ex-girlfriend meet new girlfriend. I'm sure they're gonna like the first thing they're gonna do is size each other up. Like, all right, you might be tall, but you know, whatever. Like, I want to see how they size each other up, and I kind of want ex-girlfriend to be like, look, I have a new cute girlfriend that like supports me and what I do and whatever. Like, this could have been us, but you gotta play games or whatever. Not really though. I'm really not trying to date anybody anymore. Like having a girlfriend is so annoying. Shinjuku Crow, do you know about this? You know how about annoying having a girlfriend is? I think you do know.
He's got 2 now, I think.
Oh, does he have 2 now? Oh, you got it. Oh, but like that, yeah, with Aida-sama, right? But and I want the Thundercat, the girlfriend. I'll be like, look, like I'm, like yo, like. It's a privilege to be my girlfriend. Look at my ex; she's fucking hot, right? Like you should be grateful that you can have the title, the championship belt. Yeah, you should be grateful that you even get to call yourself my girlfriend. Like I mean that sounds super arrogant, but that's honestly how I feel. Like
it is. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be funny. That's like. Yeah.
I gotta go too.
Yeah. And I think that's another thing is like, I mean, it is kind of like, it does sound a little bit intense or dark or whatever, but like a lot of these relationships are like both parties are basically like constantly trying to like gain power, gain control over the relationship. So the girls are trying to establish like, usually like trying to be like, don't fuck around, at least if you're like me or him, you know, they're like, I want you to quit your lifestyle and focus on me, or the girl that we're living with now, right? The so-called Thundercat, and we gave her this name because she's capable of producing lightning when she's irritated, right? And she's used to like seeing him smash other girls, and so almost, you know, at least probably 3 or 4 times a week it happens. Not in front of her eyes, but at least in the same house as she's in. She knows it's happening, right? So, so it's sort of like, look, like you got to be like, it is like a massive gift to the girl for them to be dating you, right? So she has to realize that, and if she's not okay with your lifestyle, then whatever, right? She can on to the next person, right? So, like, if she's not worth it, if she's not able to understand that, if she's not providing enough value, then it's done. It's over, right? It's pretty simple. And it is, in a lot of ways, like, a way, like, both sides are kind of, like, trying to control the other side, right? So, it's pretty tricky, right? And that's why, by the way, perfect time, but check out darkpass.attractionjapan.com for... get on the mailing list here. I'm going to pin this message right now. It should have been pinned before. But yeah, it's pinned right up there. Drop your email in there if any of this stuff sounds interesting. If you're interested in learning how to take back control of your relationship, learning how to basically make sure that everything is working in your favor and you're living the life of your dreams and your desire. That is extremely important, extremely important. So drop your email in there, and also like the video if you have not now. I think we have had a few likes here so far. We've got 23. Let's keep going. Let's get that up to 30. How do you guys usually break up with a girlfriend? I mean, I guess it depends how long you've been going out with them. If it's relatively recent, if it's not that old, you know, I might just like meet them less gradually over time. It's probably the easiest way to do it. The other easiest way to do it is to take complete responsibility for it. Essentially just be like, I guess, just basically cheat on them and be like, yeah, I'm a piece of shit. And then let them, you know, break up with you. Is that tattoo Star Wars? No, it's not. AKA holding frame. Yes, holding frame. True. Yeah, so I mean, like, this guy, like, it's crazy because he'll try to pay for girls to go to Singapore, to go to, like, Amsterdam, to go to all these places, right? He's in there, like, messaging them, right? And they're not really trying to do anything with him because he's just too eager. He's too eager. So I don't know. Has that happened to anybody here? I'm sure it has. It's probably happened to everybody. They're just a little bit too eager, and the girl's just like, nah, fuck this guy. Even no matter how cool he is, no matter how much cash he's got, no matter whatever, I'm not really trying to, like, you know, even if a full paid trip somewhere, I'm not really trying to go there, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's tricky. Like, I think some people, like, I guess fin dom is a thing. Like, people like this, like, being financially dominated. It's like a weird fetish or whatever. And we were talking about this the other day with Dorian Gray, where essentially, like, the Protestant world, right? The Protestant world is different from the Catholic world and all the rest, right? So we got the Catholic world, essentially, like, people in, you know, Italy and Spain and all that kind of stuff, right? They're like, they fuck, they have good food, right? They have good music, right? And you got the Protestant world, which is on, like, the northern half. You know, you got, like, the England, you got the U.S., you got Germany and parts of France, right? And these kinds of areas, people have, like, a lot of guilt, right? A lot of self-hate and resentment, right? So, I mean, yeah, it's tricky. Like, I notice gamers from those areas, guys who come from those areas, tend to have, like, a lot of these kind of weird guilt things, like the cuck sort of fetishes, or they like to be financially dominated, or these kinds of things. They have hang-ups about self-sabotaging when they're approaching. Whereas guys from Italy or Spain are more like, fucking let's go, I see beauty and I pursue it, right? And, you know, I can see kind of both parts of these kind of things. How often do you guys get recognized in the street? Not, I mean, sometimes, yeah, it happens. Does it do anything bad or good? If I don't recognize a girl, it's not good usually, but whatever, it's not too big of a deal either. Yeah, I've had the problem of giving too much attention or interest to the girl at the first interaction. Yeah, everybody does. Everybody does. 100%. Is there ever a girl who's really out of our league, or is this a bad mentality? No, I mean, what is a league? Like, what even does that person have that is better than you, right? Like, why would you think that you're not able to attract a certain person, right? I mean, okay, like, look, like, if you're really not doing anything with yourself, like, if you have no passion, no skill, no ability to communicate, you know, if you don't have any of these sort of things, and you're literally just demanding some, you know, like, you're like, let me date Katy Perry, like Ariana Grande or something, right? What are you gonna offer to her, right? So it's not like if nobody's out of anybody else's league. We're all humans. We're all, like, you know, we're born cold, naked, and afraid, right? We're born with the same amount of chromosomes and everything, you know. DNA is all the same. So the question is, like, what are you bringing to the table, right? If you're working on yourself and you're bringing enough to the table, then nobody is out of your own league, right? Everybody's just human. So no, essentially not. It's just a bad mentality. Is it best to make a separate line in social media when starting a game? Honestly, like, it's up to you. Like, the line, I don't know. It depends on how you use line. I think you just throw everybody in the same line. I don't think it's like that big of a deal, really. Social media, Instagram, yeah, could be. I just keep it all the same, essentially. Got another one here. What's this? How do you feel about girls that try to shit test you? Do you try to push back on it?
失礼いたしました。
Damn. 持ち上げた。
持ち上げた。
すっごいね。
結構力持ちかも。
She was able and capable and
Did it come out?
carrying him.
Was it-
I
did
think
it come
so.
out?
Yeah, I think it did.
That was for MLD. I know you like that submissive.
This
I know you like the submissive, but have you ever had your chick give you a piggyback ride to
into
the
a live
stream?
stream.
Challenge. Make it happen.
You have 1 week.
You have 1 week. Oh man, that's so funny.
Have you ever had I missed one.
For me, go ahead.
How do you feel about girls that try to shit test you? Do you push back on it? I mean, it depends on what the shit test is. Usually it's just a good thing, basically. It's almost always a good thing. So if you push back on it, you should push back on it in like a fun way, right? Like, it's never a bad thing when they're trying to give you shit, right? I don't know. What do you think?
Actually, like, let me see. But I kind of had a shit test the other day. Like, I was inviting this quite hot girl out to the club.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in Shinjuku. We were in Roppongi, and it was pouring rain.
Mm.
She was like, I want to go, but like, I want the taxi money, right? Which, like, some girls are like, I want the taxi money. By the way, the taxi money is 1 million yen. Which is bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, what's about 2,000 yen from Shinjuku to Roppongi? So I was like, all right, it's like, it's worth it for me, right? Like, she's fly as hell, and we're gonna take her to that club and another club later. I was like, all right, sure. Like, she comes in, and I don't mention it. I don't talk about it. Like, she doesn't bring it up. We just go into the club, start drinking, start dancing, have a great time. She never even brought it up. And then the next day she was like, thank you for yesterday. I had a great time. It was, like, really enjoyed it. Please invite me out again. And like, she never even mentioned the taxi. I mean, it's not the clearest form of a shit test, and probably you should like, yeah, if it's normal circumstances, you should probably say like no, or like
You're really
that's a
good
hard
at,
one,
I mean, you're really good at like sort of like just like kicking the can down the road, or like, like
okay
yeah, just
Okay,
yeah, we'll
okay,
do that.
okay,
Yeah, we'll go to the club.
okay,
All right,
okay.
we're gonna
Yeah, I
do
feel
this.
like yeah,
We're gonna do that later. Yeah, okay. Disneyland. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fingers in.
後で行く 必ず行く I'm hungry too, okay?
I'm hungry too.
Like, I'm hungry too, but like, we should fuck first.
Yeah.
You're like, are we going to eat? Yes, we're going to eat. But it's not time yet. I'm not that hungry yet. Let's wait like another 30 minutes. But I do like to fuck before I eat because it just feels better, right? It feels better to fuck on an empty stomach.
True.
And it feels great to like have sex and then go eat.
And then
like,
eat. Yeah, it's
that's
perfect.
great.
Perfect
That's great.
combination.
Yeah. I've actually had one where like the girl was like I got a girl out and like she was like, let's go eat, let's go. Like, okay, let's have sex first. And we got like quite sexual, but we didn't actually smash. And then we went out, and I was actually hungry, so we went to go eat. And then like after we ate, we came back to the house and smashed, right? Like, it was like, all right, well, we ate. Like, now I've upheld my end of the I've upheld my end of the bargain. Yeah, and that was a pretty fun like lay too. Yeah, yeah. So many girls, man, they get like, damn, man. So many girls, they fall through the cracks. Like, I just remembered her. I haven't thought about that girl in a long time, and like she had a nice body and a cool personality. Like, actually, so many girls fall through the cracks.
Yeah. I'm pimping it easy, man.
Yeah.
How do you have you ever had issues self-sabotaging yourself, or issues protecting your own ego? Yeah, I mean, for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. I think everybody has this. Like,
Mhm.
it would be weird if people didn't. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about self-sabotaging issues, but there's a certain point where like if the girl's so annoying that like I'd rather just like shit on her or like
Yeah.
end the interaction on my terms
Yeah.
than play the long game. So one time I had this girl like, I don't want to make the story too long, but like she was quite cute, and like I got her out twice, and then I couldn't get her out again for like a year, and then when I got her out again a year later, like I was trying to smash her, and she was like, I just want to drink with your friends. I just want to drink with your friends. And I was quite annoyed, and we were drinking like canned chuhai, and like I grabbed a drink from her hand, and I said, you know what? I think you should go home. Right?
Yeah.
I think you should go home. And she was so shocked, like, but like, man, like, the reason why that got me really mad is because the first time I got her out, like, I pulled her back to my apartment. We were about to smash. And then I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not super in the mood yet. Like, I actually want to go on a date first and then come back and smash. So we went out, we ate, we had a great date, like laughing and talking the whole time, enjoying. And then when we came back, she didn't want to come back into the house. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I easily could have smashed you before the date. And I felt like I was like, I showed you mercy.
Yeah,
And this is how, you know, like, and this is how you
repay
repay me. I was like, man, yeah, Machiavelli was right.
Yeah.
Machiavelli was right.
I mean, it is tricky. Yeah, like it is hard. Like the second you think you should like offer some mercy, it's just like you always get punished. You almost always get punished for it.
Yeah.
You always get punished for like, let me
Yeah.
just like take my time with this one, or you almost always get punished.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah. And sometimes they don't even want mercy. They want you to be ruthless.
They definitely don't. Yeah.
They're like, there's been times where I'm with girls and they're quite cute and they're like, next time. And I'm like, maybe I already smashed another girl that day. I'm not like super thirsty. I'm like, all right, next time. And the look on their face is like, oh, you're a nice guy. But then it's like
Yep.
attraction decreased by 50%.
Yeah.
You're a nice guy. You're a nice person.
Yeah. No, it is like that, man. Like the next time, like the kondo yakusoku or whatever, like we'll definitely have sex next time. It's like the most meaningless phrase ever.
Yeah. So I mean, there's lots of ways you can self-sabotage yourself, but like I guess the situation, the context is really important. Sometimes you self-sabotage because like the girl she just annoyed you too much, and you know. And you have enough abundance in your life where you can say, you know what, I'm not going to do my best to smash this girl. I'm just going to shit on her because that's going to feel just as good.
Yeah.
It's going to feel just
I
as
guess
good.
the ways in which you self-sabotage, like the levels, they increase, right? Like
like self-sabotage because you fear, like you fear failure is a little bit different from self-sabotage because like I don't even need to smash this girl and she's annoying as hell. So
right.
I would rather like put her in her place. I'd rather put her in her place than like swallow my pride and get the smash, but then also, you know, have to be like, well, I kind of played the game too much for her on her terms and whatever. Like I'd rather just kick her out, but like get the hell out of here.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it does feel better to kick a girl out of your house than to even actually have sex with her.
Yeah. It can feel great. It can feel pretty damn good. Surprisingly good.
After the last train, just be like, have fun.
Oh shit. You belong to the streets.
Go back from whence you came.
Oh, but yeah, in my case, about the separate line, the separate social media accounts, like, because I started a game when I was still married, so I did that from the beginning, and yeah, it was good. It was good. I don't know, but then eventually all my alternate accounts became my main accounts, and my original accounts I don't even use them anymore. So yeah.
Comments that says we'll get some women would have a small penis. What are your suggestions? Okay, it's definitely
This guy's
that's
yeah.
a troll comment right there.
Right.
That's a troll comment right there. Summerflower, what does the future hold for you in terms of game and women?
Where are you reading this?
Oh, the
okay,
top
wait,
one.
sorry,
The
yeah.
top one.
Oh, yeah. Wait, hold on. I really want to answer this small penis one. But have a small penis. Oh, man.
That's such a troll comment, man.
I don't know, man, because you know what? Like, when I was smashing the snow bunny,
Yeah.
like, I told you, right? Like, I wasn't really super hard. Like, I wasn't really super hard for her.
Right.
So, like, I was giving her the noodle, but she was still, like, coming,
Yeah.
like, coming once a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I think it's, like, a lot of it is, like, it's like a battering ram.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to think about, like, the physics of it. Like, your body, your body mass, like, kind of concentrated on this point. Like, it's probably sending, like, all this, like, kinetic energy, like, through her body.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I'm starting to think it doesn't even matter that much.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. Yeah. It definitely doesn't seem like
yeah.
it matters that much.
Cause, like,
especially in Japan, right?
yeah, especially in Japan. Yeah. I'm starting to think it doesn't even matter that much. And, like, with, like, Denma, which is really popular in Japan, right? Like, girls, most girls have it. I feel like most girls have a Denma. I don't know. Like, the vibration, like, it drives them crazy, right? But they still want the dick, right? Like, they still want the battering ram.
The battering ram.
The battering ram. They still want that boom.
The physical
boom.
force.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
It's true.
So I was like, I used Denma on my girlfriend, and she's, like, going crazy.
Mm.
And at the end of it, she's like, okay, put it in. Like, eat it there. And I'm like, or I'd be fingering a girl, and obviously, like, fingers have bones in it, right? And you can put you can control the the pressure and the direction and the strength, and you can do different things. And, like, I mean, I would think, like, this, whatever this is going on here, like,
It's
it
more
would feel way
dynamic
better than just a fluffy penis, right?
Fluffy penis.
But, like, I was fingering the girl, and she was like, "Onegai, irete." Like, she was like, "Onegai, irete." She wanted the dick. She wanted the dick. She wanted the battering ram. Yeah. So I don't know, dude. Like, no, I wouldn't worry about it too much, man. Just try to figure out the motion in the ocean, right?
Yeah.
It's not the size of the boat; it's the motion in the ocean. I'm really starting to believe that more and more. Yeah.
And the body weight, yeah, you're right. The
Yeah.
body weight between them is big. It's big.
Yeah.
It's bigger than the D.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the? I don't know. What's the next question?
Summerflower, what does the future hold for you in
Oh.
terms of game and women? You've already achieved level 100,
Mhm.
and there's nothing left to achieve for you.
Yeah, I think about that every day. Basically, like, things that I'm achieving now that I wasn't, like, I didn't really know what the next level is. Like, I'm already at, like, a 99 plus, new game plus. Yeah, new game plus, or Chrono Trigger reference for people who know. But like, some things that have happened recently that I'm pretty happy about is, like, I had two 20-year-old girls fighting over me this morning.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm like somehow, like, the fact that, like, I'm getting uglier and like, less attractive, but I'm getting more chicks and cuter chicks is, like, oddly satisfying. It's like, man, like, because when I was in my 20s, like, I was, like, ripped, and I was, like, trimming and I was looking good, and, like, older guys were telling me, like, girls like chest hair. You shouldn't trim it. Girls like that, and people are, like, talking about dad bod, and that's what actually girls prefer, dad bod. And I was like, nah, man, I'm working so hard for my abs. That's all bullshit. Like, girls definitely like these sexy ass abs, and now I have, like, a dad bod and, like, a hairy dad bod going on. And girls are like, they love it, man. They're like, let me get in there. Let me,
like, climb that tree.
Yeah, let me climb that tree. Yeah, like, they really do love it. So, like, it's kind of odd to say, but, like, the fact that I'm getting less conventionally attractive, but getting more and hotter girls is, like, oddly satisfying.
Definitely
for some
is.
reason.
I mean, it's like it shows it's just your effort. Right?
Yeah. And like, getting girls, like, chasing after me because specifically because we're doing the promoting thing, and we have, like, this kind of, like, you know, kind of like we can direct like the overflow. We have like more girls than we know what to do with, and we can direct them into something productive that brings us, you know, I don't know, clout and other financial incentives as well. So like there's times where I'm like, yeah, this girl's hot, this girl's cute, I like her. Like I don't really have time to chase her. I'm not really like, she's not on my radar. She's super hot, but she's not like exactly on my radar. So recently, this is also just this weekend, like I had a girl that was super hot, like, but she wasn't really like, I wasn't really going after her. Like I kind of just felt that there would be a right time and place, and there wasn't now. And this is the type of girl that gets flown out to like Cancun, and like she gets flown out, man. She has like a crazy cool lifestyle, like, and I was like, okay, I'm not flying her out to Cancun. I'm not like trying to pursue her, like super, you know, aggressively, right? I just want to be her friend, and I just want her to come out to the club, and she brings her chicks, and basically it's like a win-win-win situation, right? And I introduced her to like baller guys, and they're happy to talk to her because she's super hot. And then like she came out to the club with 5 of her friends on Saturday, and we were in line, and she was like, is your girlfriend here? Is your girlfriend here? I was like, what? What's going on? Like I was already drunk, right? Because this was the second club we were at the night, and she was like, oh, is she gonna be mad? Is she gonna be? I was like, what are you talking about? Like nothing's happening, nothing's going on. And then at some point later on in the club, we were hanging out in the owner's table, and she just came up to me and gave me a kiss, right? A very like hitakuso kiss, like, but I guess like it was like kind of insincere. Like she was like kissing me, but like her teeth were like bumping into my teeth, and like, but I was like, damn, what the hell? Like I'm not even trying to go after this chick, and like she knows I have a girlfriend. She knows like she other dudes are flying her out like around the world. Like she's having a great crazy lifestyle, you know, and she wants to chill with me. Like she likes me, and I'm not even trying to like to pursue her. So I was like, what the hell? Like, that's cool, man. That's cool. And then that also happened on Sunday night as well. Like, you know, the girl that, like, we were all hanging out together, and then she just goes up and tries to kiss me, and then my girlfriend saw it, and then it was like a problem, actually. But like, yeah, I mean, I would say that's the thing, like, to get to the point where, like, I'm hanging out with chicks, I'm not, like, not pursuing them. It's not like I want them to be chasing me, or I'm not. It's just that, like, I have so much going on that like girls that are in the periphery are like coming to me because like for whatever reason they like me. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean when you build, that's the other thing, is like your whole persona, your whole lifestyle is like a force with gravity, right? So it has like a power, perpetual power. Also delivery.
I got
chocolates
and coffee. Yeah, very important. So anything else? Like, I mean, like, group activities are always fun. You know, having girls that understand the lifestyle. Yeah. Like every time I have an argument with my girlfriend, and she's like, I don't care if you fuck other girls. Like, I don't care. Like, she can't. Like, she has told me like at least 50 times that she's okay with me fucking other girls. And I'm like, every time we get into an argument, I'm like, you're mad because I fucked another girl. She's like, no. It's not about that. Like
about something else. Yeah.
It's about something else, yeah. But like she's told me like 50 times she does not care if I smash other girls. Like that is not the problem. There's other just relationships are very like time and energy consuming, but it's cool to be totally open. There's no girl that I'm lying to like in my area right now in my field, like. Yeah, I'm not deceiving anyone, which is a big difference from last year, and especially like the first 2 years doing game where I was deceiving all the girls, right? First of all, I was married and I wasn't telling anybody that. Second of all, like I made girlfriends and they all thought they were the only one when I had like 5. Right. And so I was like just massively deceiving chicks, you know, but I mean basically I felt like it's a white lie, and I still think it's fine, like if you're not really like, if you want to have 2 or 3 girlfriends and you're not really trying to tell them about each other, I'm not particularly against that. As long as you're not like, as long as you're not causing like massive damage to whatever they're doing, or you're not going out of your way to like deceive them. Because some of them they will go out of their way to deceive themselves, right? Like
Right.
some of them will like, and then even when they catch you, they still want to hang out. So it was like they knew. Anyway, sorry, that's going off on a tangent. But like basically, one thing I'm kind of proud of myself recently is that like every girl that I'm smashing, they know I have a girlfriend, or they know like I live with chicks, or I'm fucking other chicks.
Well, it's also like really just hard to hide here. Like there's no hiding.
True. There's no way. There's no chance. Yeah, there's no chance. Like the SNL from Thursday or Friday or Wednesday, I forget. Like I didn't specifically tell her that I have a girlfriend, but I didn't tell her that I didn't have a girlfriend either, right? And like it was just one drink. Like she came, she was DTF. Like I don't think she cared if I had a girlfriend or not, but like I didn't specifically go out to deceive her, and I don't think she particularly cared. I think she just wanted to have a quick smash before going home. Yeah, and she came here and she met my girlfriend, right? She met my girlfriend, and basically like my girlfriend I was like listening because we were having a conversation in another part of the house, and I was listening to her, and my girlfriend deliberately did not mention that she was my girlfriend. Like she was like, yeah, we're all friends here. Like the girl was asking like, how do you guys know each other? And she specifically was like, she didn't say I'm this guy's girlfriend. She said we're all friends here.
All friends. Yeah.
I was like, dang.
That's nice of her.
What? Yeah, I mean, I think I still could have smashed either way, but
sometimes she does say it.
Sometimes she does say it when she feels like danger. When she's like, when she senses like, this girl might be a rival. This girl might actually be a rival. Yeah. Then she'll like piss on the wall or whatever.
Mark the territory. Yeah. Yeah, but if any of this, the relationship stuff, the Machiavellian stuff, any of this stuff sounds interesting, check out darkpast.attractionjapan.com. It's pinned right there at the top. And if you are enjoying this, do give it a like. We're at 26, but I know there's been about 50 people over the course of this live, maybe more. Drop a like in the on the button and subscribe. And thank you guys for coming. I think it's been quite a long stream, so I don't want to keep this guy away from his life and lady, and we're gonna call it here. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for coming. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a good one. Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Anytime. Yeah.
Peace. Check out darkpast.attractionjapan.com. See you guys on Wednesday.
She.